Hey, yo, whoa. This is another episode of Ski's Opinion with your gracious and humble host, Ski, where I go over trending topics that's going on in our everyday life, give my opinion on it from a point of view of a real one, in Ski's Opinion. So. It's been a minute, you guys. It's been a minute. Been mission in action, life has been life, and I would say. It's again, so I haven't been able to get on here like I wanted to. No excuses, but I had to get myself together. Been kind of sick, going through a few things. Couple of medical issues here and there, but we are back. By the grace of God, I would say, right? So, I'm gonna jump right into it, you guys. I'm not gonna even waste too much time. First thing first, I'm gonna touch on, I'm gonna say, is I think I'm gonna start focusing a little bit more on one, maybe two stories at a time, so I can give a better insight and recap to my opinion on these subjects. I think that I've been mashing too much into one episode, so it's gonna be shorter, but they're gonna be coming quicker, you guys. Quicker. First thing first, we want to talk about. I have to mention, audible mention. I will mention my brother, Corey Holcomb. Corey is on a crash out tour, I would say right now. He's not faring well, like I said, you guys, with all the things that's been going on and with him, right? So, Corey did a show, come back on, he talked about Mr. Budden. I want to do a little bit into that, saying, called him Fruit Booty Buttons. So, anyway, Corey has came at him. Said he tired of him talking about him, putting his name in his mouth. I don't watch you guys, but y'all watch me. Like I said, my brother is on a crash out tour right now, right? So he go on and on about how Joe Budden is a serial woman beater, right? This is something that we all kind of has been privy to in the past with Joe. Hasn't heard anything as of late, but that was a situation that I'm gonna say was a big topic back in the day with Joe. Supposedly having that young lady lose her baby by sitting on her stomach. She said he sat on her stomach. Again, like Corey said, Joe said, I said what her breast is, right below her breast or something silly. Regardless, that's neither here nor there, you guys, but this prompt Mr. Joe Budden to come back with a comeback, a response, he would say. He says he, seeing that Corey has his bum as mouth, his name and his bum ass as mouth, right? So he go on a tirade about how, Corey looks dusty. He had a major fall from disgrace with the situation with the female, right? I'm gonna say Joe made some points when he said Corey might be out of his league going against Joe. And the reason why I would say that is because if it's a power dynamic, you guys, then Joe is in a better position, right? He's kind of uphill, while Corey is downhill, and we all know, looking downhill, you get a better view, and the person who's looking up or trying to come up the hill is at a disadvantage. So I'm gonna say that he's got some truth with that. As far as I'm talking about Corey fighting and how he fighting all of that, that's neither here nor there. I will say I have to agree with Budden and a lot of other guys were saying that you did not give her the restraint that you gave Anton out there on that street, right? And Corey want to say, I mushed her. I didn't punch her. They trying to make it sound like I punch. You put your hands on the woman, man. I heard somebody else say that I think accountability is something that needs to be taken at this point, and I would agree. I think I said before about I've watched Corey say something that was out of pocket, and kind of disrespectful to a young lady, and he ended up inviting the young lady on the show. Accepted accountability for his actions and what he said, and shed light on her, after she came back with, I think, some type of diss song on the rap or whatever. But he brought her on the show, and he apologized. He took accountability for what he said and what he did to this, young lady. And he showed some poise to me, and that's something that I was expecting from this situation with Anton and the situation even with the female. Yeah, he did speak of the story, but I think a little bit more came out now with this video that does, like I said, look good for the brother. But, him and Joe is going back and forth. You got my man Craig Facts jumping in it. Hey, Craig is a loyal friend, the loyalty, can be questioned, right? We might want to even it could be straddle this, right? And it's gonna come into my next topic that I want to speak of, because I'm gonna ask the question. So remember that part, is Craig being loyal to Corey to a fault, right? But I'm gonna ask the question with this next topic that I'm gonna bring up, and it'll bring more clarity to what I'm trying to say. But he's loyal to his brother, which is admirable, I would say, in a lot of ways. They're clowning Craig, for sticking up for Corey, and why wouldn't he? That's his partner. Corey has put Craig in a position to eat, and put a light on him. And not even just that, it seemed like that they got a pretty decent rapport going back and forth. I would like to speak on the situation that happened with D. I've watched the 5150 show for a while, and I would say probably one of the things that I most probably dislike about the show is the way that he has spoken to D in the past, and the way that he kind of treats her and damn near belittle her on the show, to the point to where he had one brother on there, I forgot the brother's name, but I see him on YouTube. He do a pretty decent job on his show, but he came on there and he said something to the effect of D not knowing and then D not catching it and saying something else, like where she was trying to agree with the guy, but he was really flipping the situation on her to make her look stupid. And Corey didn't speak up for D. He didn't stop the brother from trying to embarrass her when she wasn't savvy enough or keen enough to understand that he was even actually embarrassing her, right? So she didn't really get it. And Corey heard it, he's like, yeah, she don't know, yeah, brother, go on, keep on talking, but this is supposed to be your people, right? And you got so much respect and admiration for D and all the stuff that she's doing and what she contributed to the 5150 show, you didn't feel the need to speak up for her or even protect her, right, at that point. Would show something else about your character to me when it comes to her, right? And then when Antoine was there and Antoine spoke on situations that he tried to talk to Dan, you like, you can't bring her against me and you don't understand our relationship and this and that. Well, I'm kind of confused by our relationship right now, brother, because the way you reacted this past show, and I know this is Tuesday, you guys. I'm doing this on a Tuesday, I'm just saying. He's gonna come out with a show today, and it's probably gonna be some more ridiculousness. At this point, I have to call a spade a spade. Brother, you looking really silly right now, and you giving yourself a bad name with the way you reacted. You get upset with this woman because she didn't want to hold up a t-shirt because she was doing something, and what she was doing, nobody even paid attention to. What she was trying to say was she was putting the shirt that he wanted to put her to hold up to promote on the website so people can be able to come purchase it after you show it, right? And she's trying to explain that to him, like, no, I'm trying to show you what I'm doing. Well, you don't want to do it. You don't got to do it. I have nobody else do it. Next week, I'll have somebody else on here do it. And it's like, you don't want to do that? Yes. But like, he just flipped all the way out on her. And she's like, oh, wow, whoa. You see what I mean? Total disrespect to this woman. Total. And for the first time, I actually seen the sister come back and defend herself, I'm gonna say. But she backpedaled a little bit with, yeah, it's something that she put out for a friend of her. But I'm gonna say, D, everybody know that you put that out for him. Without even saying his name, because you didn't put his name, man. He's very classy about that. You didn't bash him the way that he did you. And then called you out your name afterwards with the song. You don't want to do it. No. Like, dude, this is kind of ridiculous, right? But it is what it is. That's who he is, and that's how he's choosing to deal with his situation. But I would say I'm proud of you, sister, for actually speaking up for yourself and pretty much saying within that video that you put out was, I can have empathy and still protect myself. I don't have to deal with, you're lashing out on me or whatever, right? I don't have to deal with that. And that I appreciate. And I would have to say salutes to you, sister. And I hope that you're not going back to the show. I would have to say that. I'm not sure if you won't return. And I will more likely be tuning in tonight to probably just to see that. If you will return. But if you don't, nobody can blame you, And I think you are intelligent enough and have enough talents, I would say, to be able to figure out how to do something for yourself. Because I think you need to be away from him. And I may even extend that to Craig Facts as well. At this point, your brother's crashing out so much to the point to where it's even hurting you to stick up for him. So it might be time for you to, back off that, jump out of that bandwagon, right? But I'm gonna say, I'm gonna continue trying to pay attention to what's going on as far as with Corey, but as of now, the brother is very much spiraling. And the only thing I think that might save him right now is to hush up, right? So, I'm gonna move on to the next topic. That's all I really got to say about that part. I know you guys probably wondering, like, what the hell is he doing with this blanket wrapped up on him, right? Yeah, it's kind of cold in the office today, you guys. I feel like Jim Jones. I got heat and stuff. Let me stop playing, but I'm just saying, like, It's cold though, so that's why I rap like this, because I'm getting over being sick. I think um, might be playing a part in it too, but yeah, it's no heat here. Ain't no rap, you guys. There's heat here. I'm just cold. Like I said, I'm sick. But anyway, next thing I want to speak on is Uncle Murda and Tony Yayo clowning Ja Rule on a flight. Like they might have been coming from LA or something to go back, but really I want to say is I understand Ja Rule being irritated, but I think Ja, you would have did better, brother. I just have to speak on it because I don't think he did too much of nothing wrong with the situation, right? I think you would have did better. I understood why you left because who wants to deal with that, right? Who wants to, be on a plane for 4 or 5 hours, listening to somebody saying slick stuff or trying to be funny and get clickbait or whatever for their new show. So who wants to deal with it? I think I would have left too, but I think I would have left without giving those guys any attention. I don't think I would have did it. And then you get Uncle Murda recording it, and he talking smack to John. John called him a sucker. He's saying, yeah, he's a sucker. But you see the giddiness of Yayo? Yayo told Murda like he just got a trophy or something. He said, you see, I told him SMD. I said, SMD. Like, this dude is the goofiest. Oh, dude, man, that see, he don't know that he's playing this off. He think he doing something slick. They still think they in their 20s. And they out here beefing with this, like, it's nothing. When y'all guys are in y'all 40s, I gotta say, I bet you somebody's a granddaddy, But to act like that, man, and do that, like y'all was kids, he was giddy, and everybody want to scream this loyalty thing. I go back, I said, remember the loyalty thing, right? I was talking about creating facts and Corey. This loyalty, this undying loyalty that Yayo has for 50. At first, it looked admirable. Now, at this point, I have to ask the question, you guys. And I want y'all to jump into the comments on this one. Please jump into the comments and give me y'all opinion on this next scenario that I'm going to present to you guys. And that scenario is it loyalty or bootlicking? I just gotta ask that question because at what point, to what extent is your loyalty going by, right? How much do you have to prove to this brother that you are here for him, or you with him, or you down for him, right? Y'all been locked in for over 20 years, man. I'm quite sure 50 get it. But you so, this is just my opinion, you so nervous of losing your spot, right? That you have to keep doing stuff. You overreaching. You arguing the fact on situations that don't make any sense, right? You got 50 Cent had a better career than Jay-Z. 50 Cent had a very hot career. I would say that. But I think it would be remiss for all of us to sit here and act like this man had a better career than Jay-Z. Have he had albums that sold way more than albums that Jay-Z had? Yes. But the track record, the catalog, the discography, you can't do that. I'm not even talking about money, you guys. I'm just talking about the validity of both of these brothers, right? And what they brought to the game. They both brought a lot to the game. But to sit here and say, yeah, I'd rather have 50 career than Jay's, like I think he the only one would say that. I think he's the only one who would say that. 2.5 billion. Hottest in the game. Very low key, very laid back. They really know much about this man, but seem to be making some of the smartest and best business deals or business moves in this issue. Not taking anything from 50. He making some very great business deals. And I would have to admit that, and I'm not saying that he hasn't. But they're nowhere in comparison to what Jay has done, you got? That's just mine with that. I'm gonna get back to what I was talking about, the task at hand, which is my opinion on Yayo and Murda, the over 40 club, sitting here acting like teenagers and giddy to get at Jai and then record him so they can make sure he can send it to 50. I got her just hilarious say today, oh, look at my Lord, they have to hurry up and show back and run and get back to 50, right? To his approval. That looks kind of clowned out, to me. And is it clowned out? Very much so. It's very much so clowned out. He played himself. And I guess they podcast has premiere. I didn't even know that it did until I guess today I saw a clip or something like that. Somebody was spent off of this Ja Rule situation, right? I didn't even know it was on. But I don't even know how great it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be some hilarious moments on there. I think they're gonna have some viral moments. And I think it's going to be a lot of cringe-worthy moments as well on that show, just by listening to Yayo and the way that he argued how he has to be right about every damn thing. So I can see a lot with that show. I don't know where it's going yet. I'm not going to say it's going to be out the park. It's going to be the biggest ish out there, like how Joe be saying about that show, right? But that show is pretty there. But I'm not gonna say it's gonna suck either, you guys, right? Because those brothers are very entertaining. I can give that part. Did you play yourself by doing what you did to Jai to make him look stupid? What I think you guys, it kind of actually backfired, and you guys looked as stupid. And then it sounded like whatever 50 posted, he kind of like got at you. Yeah. He said something about Jai being scared and this and that. And then he said, Yayo said SMD, and the gay stewardess said it's going down. So slick and clever. And people say he can't rap. Like, come on, yo. Time took skill and time to come up with it. He was fast with it. That dude, like, improvisation. 50K right back with it, quick. That's my man. That dude funny as ish. But anyway, I think he even said it, right? And he's one to say it, So I think that's why he threw the little slide at Yayo with the, he says to D, just the gay student says it's going down, right? So what I'm saying is it loyalty or bootlicking? Please give me your answers down in the comments, you guys. This has been another episode of In Ski's Opinion. It's your gracious and humble host, Ski, and your boy is out. Peace.